Hey guys, Tony here from Floyd Marketing. In this video, I'm going to be showing you step-by-step instructions on how to install the Floyd Rose Rail Tail Tremolo system. But before we get started, let's take a little overview of this unique tremolo. Check it out.
What is the Rail Tail, you ask? Well, it's a full-contact, dive-only tremolo designed to retrofit your existing Strat-style 6-point tremolo with no modifications to your guitar, as well as a 2-point tremolo by adding 4 small holes. CNC machined from solid brass, this clever design merges the feel and reliability of a hardtail bridge with the flexibility of a tremolo system. The tremolo plate rotates around a precision rail that is mounted directly to the guitar body. It also has slotted holes, not only for accommodating installation with various guitar bodies, but also allowing the string block to be positioned forward for a greater dive. Not only does this solid union between the plate and the rail help improve sound quality and tuning stability, it also creates a greater break point. This allows open strings to maintain pitch when bending another, remaining fixed, much like a hardtail. Mid-position tapered string holes assist in true string saddle contact. This entire assembly provides ultimate vibrational energy transfer from the strings to the guitar body, resulting in overall better performance, sustain, and tonal qualities.
So the first thing we want to do is just remove the strings. So just go ahead and get these guys off. Go ahead and take the claw springs off in the back. And we can remove the old trem plate here. And now that we got the screws out, we can pull the old bridge out. All right, so the rail, you'll see that it has a nipple at the top. That's going to be positioned towards the bottom E string. And also, you notice that this has 4 slotted holes, this has 6. All we're going to be utilizing is the 4 center holes. Okay, so 4 screws that come in the kit. You just place in like so. It's okay to use a power tool when you're bringing the screws down, but don't go too tight. You want to use a hand tool just to finish that off. You'll notice that I didn't go all the way to the bottom. I left a little bit of room so that that rail has got a bit of play left to right. So you can bring these screws down just before it attaches to the guitar body, like so. It's got a bit of room. And we're going to leave that like that for now. Now we'll move on to the rail tail plate itself. So these come assembled like this, but what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to take the saddles off in order to loosen the string block screws, and I'll show you why in a minute. So go ahead by just removing your saddles like so. Just be sure not to lose these little parts, so it's best that you do this above a table or something. Okay, once the saddles are removed, we grab one of the Allen keys that is in the kit, and we undo the 3 screws that mount down the string block. The Rail Tail trem plate also has slotted holes, and that allows that string block to move back and forth. And that's going to give us room for some adjustability. A lot of these guitar cavities vary between guitars, but also what it's going to do is it's going to allow us to position that string block all the way forward, and we're going to get a little bit more dive out of this. What I do is just leave that loose and just slip that up the trem onto the rail like so, and we can adjust our rail back and forth here so that we are sort of centered inside the pickguard. And one thing that I should have mentioned before is the reason the rail is slotted is this rail is a universal rail. It'll fit onto the narrow spacing or the wide spacing, so, and anything in between. So it's one rail kind of fits all. So if you wanted to center that in between your pick guard, you can do so. If it looks 9 times out of 10, right in the middle is where it's going to sit. So you can center that like this one. It's going to work out just fine in the middle here. So go ahead and tighten that rail down. And that's good to go, okay? Now, this one here goes back onto the rail like so, and this is a bit tricky here. So in the package, you've got this, it's a conversion plate for the 2-point system, which I will get to in a sec here. But it also, what it is it's a spacer, and that spacer is going to give us the exact amount of clearance that's recommended for positioning that string block. So if you look in the back here, you can see that that string block can move back and forth. Okay? Now, it's a little tricky here, but what I like to do is I like to have my key in ready to go in the middle position here so that we can snug that up when we're ready. Like so. Now I'm going to stick that spacer card this way against the wall of the guitar there, and I'm going to slide that string block all the way forward so that's as far as I can go with that spacer there. Okay? And then just, as I'm doing that, you can see I'm just snugging up that middle screw there. Okay? That can be pulled out like so. And now, when we turn it over, we're going to use the sight lines that are engraved on the back of the plate. With your thumbs, you just want to rotate that string block and just line it up with 2 of the lines and get that nice and square like that. You can go ahead and tighten up all 3 screws. And give that another look over. Yeah, it looks pretty good. And I think we're good to go. Now we can go ahead and put our saddles back in. Okay, now that we got our saddles back in, before we go and pop this trem back into the guitar, what we want to do is we want to make sure that we've got some sufficient lubricant on the bearing surface here. So in the kit, we provide you some high quality synthetic grease. So what you want to do is you want to smear a little bit inside the rail cavity here and just spread that around like that, nice and even. It's recommended every time you change your strings, you want to just make sure that there's enough grease on there because it is a large surface that's rotating on. Okay, and now's a good time, if anything's oozing out, to wipe off the excess. Okay, so now we can go and put our our claw springs back in. And a neat little trick here is if you have a flathead screwdriver, small one, just to do that, it kind of goes in nicely. I find that using 3 springs is usually the best way to go. If you're using 9s or 10s, this is a perfect setup. If you're using anything heavy or heavier gauge, you might have to crank in these claw screws if, when you are putting your strings on, if you find that the trem plate starts to raise off the back here, you want to make sure that that is always in contact with the guitar body. That's part of what makes it so great. That's about it. So you're ready to intonate, tune, set up like you normally would. For those of you who have 2-point systems, let me show you how we're going to do that. Okay, so right here is a typical American Deluxe 2-point Strat. What we're going to do here is remove the springs on that one. Okay, that's just going to pop out like that. What you want to do is you want to back off the posts just a little bit, and with this conversion card, what you're going to do is you're going to line that up like so, right against those posts. We're going to grab a marker. We're just going to circle the 4 holes that are in that template there. Okay, so now we can go ahead and remove the posts. Okay, got the posts out of the way. Now what we're going to do is we're going to drill 4 holes. What we're going to use is a 7/64 drill, and I've already marked off here a 1-inch depth. We don't need to go any deeper. We don't want to blow through the guitar, the back cavity. So on the holes that you marked, just go ahead and drill this through. Now that we've got our holes drilled into the guitar, we can go ahead and mount the rail onto the body and go through the exact same steps that we just discussed in the last guitar. One thing I wanted to point out before I sign off is we recommend using a quality nut like this graphite one on this guitar, as well as locking tuners to get the best performance out of your rail tail. For more information on the rail tail and other related Floyd Rose products, please visit us at floydrose.com. Thanks for watching.